back to another Tough Love Tuesday. I'm so excited for today's topic and tuning in again with all of you. So, huge shout out to everyone who's joining me live, especially. It's so fun to have you here with me, and those who comment below these videos. So keep it coming. Loved your comments last week, and I always look forward to these. And obviously, today we're going to be talking and diving into and opening up wide open a conversation about love. And stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. I have a lot of really powerful things to dive into and share about this subject and how this actually has to do with our patterns and relationship with food. So before I dive into today's tough love that I want to share with you, so much love, so much love. Quick update. I heard from a couple of you wondering how it went at the dentist last week. So I wanted to let you guys all know that I have a clean bill of tooth health. I was really, actually, to be fully honest, a bit nervous. I haven't been to the dentist in like 2 or 3 years. Actually, the last time I went was in Mexico. Oh my goodness, that might have been closer to 3 years ago now. Whew, been a while, but when I don't drink pop, I don't eat a lot of sugar, I'm not too worried about my teeth, and I look good. I obviously take good care of them. So I was a bit nervous though, so I had them do some x-rays and just double check that everything was looking good, and I came out flying colors. So really, really excited. Happy surprise. You never know what they're going to find in there, or if there's spots that aren't really quite right. So whew, done off the list, and now I've got a new dentist, and I can definitely go more often for cleanings to keep them bright and shiny. Bright and shiny. And that actually does tie into today's topic a little bit, this topic of love, self-love. And without further ado, I just want to really dive into this, like, my heart to yours, and know that this is coming from a place of love and a place of trust and understanding, because I am in this with you, right alongside you, and every single one of my clients is as well. So you're not alone in this, but odds are you don't love yourself. So there's the tough truth, and it's time for all of us to fess up to that. And I remember fessing up to that myself a couple of years ago, really owning that, hey, I don't actually unconditionally love myself. So this is the place that we can get to within ourselves, where it's not about doing something, then I will love myself. This is where unconditional comes in. It's not, well, when I lose the weight, or when I'm sugar free, or when I'm finally looking after myself, then I will love myself. This is the unconditional love that happens no matter what is going on outside, no matter what mistakes you make, no matter what stupid things you say and you wish you didn't and regrets you have. That's the unconditional piece. And this is really, I believe, at the very, very, very base root of all of our unhealthy relationships with food, with humans, with our work, with ourselves. It all stems from this. And the more work that I do, and the more clients that I work with around our addictions and dependency on sugar specifically, and our really stressful relationship with food and binge eating and emotional eating, it really always came back. We would drill down, and it always came back to this disconnection from self, and this need and desire for love that we then used food to fill, because there was this void from within ourselves. And I think we've all been raised and grown up in a society where we're not taught to love ourselves. We're taught, that especially unconditionally, we're taught to get love from outside of ourselves. We're taught to, find a husband and they'll provide the love that we need, or, get a job, and then that's how you're going to feel full and loved. And it's completely backwards. It's completely BS. And I want to blow the lid off this right now. This topic is huge. It's actually why we spend a whole week inside my signature program, Break Free from Sugar, just on self-love. We've actually done a challenge inside my Sugar Freedom Collective membership community as well. In February, we've got a whole 7-day self-love challenge. All these things, like, this is so important. And that's why I wanted to bring this out today and really honor, I've had some really deep, raw, open conversations with my clients actually this week about, really owning that I don't love myself. I don't love my body. I don't love, what I do, or my mistakes, or the way I eat. We spend so much of our lives beating ourselves up, beating ourselves down, the negative self-talk, the guilt, the shame, the traumas. All these pieces really contributed to that disassociation from fully loving who we are. And I want to offer this to you right now, and I want to share obviously some tools that I've used as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to share some actual things that you can do to start cultivating this self-love, because at our core, when we are so deeply connected and in love with ourselves, we have no choice but to make healthy decisions in our relationships, with food, with moving our body. It becomes effortless when we only take loving actions towards ourselves. And it is this huge energetic switch. And it's one of the biggest pivotal pieces on our journey to better health and really living the life of our dreams and getting everything that we want and do in life. We have to start with love first. And this might sound all sappy and yeah, Danny, I know that. But how many of us are actually focusing, and you right now, I mean, are you actually consciously focusing on building unconditional love for yourself on a daily basis? Do you have practices where you're doing that on a daily basis? Have you noticed that shifting for you? If you have, that's amazing. Fantastic. I'm so excited. And I would love to hear what you're doing below. This is the beauty of our community. We can share tips with each other. I'm going to share a few of what I've been doing, but I would love to hear from you. So if you're doing some things like that make you feel loved and are helping you cultivate that, post those below. We want to hear them for sure. So, when we start down this journey, and it's really important for me to mention as well, like, first of all, please don't guilt or shame yourself for not loving yourself. Okay. We're all in this place. I believe we have all been shaken out of love with ourselves and forced out of this state of being, which is, by the way, what we are at our core is just love, that we're all on a path figuring that out. And I, right here in front of you all today, I can say that I don't feel like I'm 100% there. I'm not at unconditional love for myself. I still nitpick at my body sometimes. I still, find myself getting caught in guilt or negative self-talk occasionally. But compared to 5 years ago, it is very rare. And, that to me shows for me that I'm making some amazing progress and it feels really great. And, I'm making more decisions out of love for myself based off of people pleasing or other people's needs. I put myself first, and I love that and honor that about myself. And I'm so grateful for that. And I hope to be a leader for all of you in that area and inspire you to make those changes as well. Because, the first step is really acknowledging where you're at, right? Acknowledging that, wow, yeah, I don't actually love myself. There is this dis-ease and this disconnection from myself that is causing this void, causing this hole that I'm filling with drugs or wine or sugar or sex or name any addictive behavior, right? Anything, Instagram, Netflix, like staying busy all the time. Hey, that is a big one. Okay. When we're trying to avoid being with ourselves, that's a big sign that there's something there to grow, to work on, to grow into. And I really want you to feel encouraged from this to start taking some action steps, right? So the journey, at least for me, has kind of been, you kind of get to acknowledging, wow, I don't love myself. I'm not making loving decisions for myself, into acceptance, right? Into acceptance, like, this is who I am. This is where I'm at. These are the mistakes that I've made in the past. These are the stupid things that I've done in the past. And, leaning into gratitude for that, by the way, that's a whole other topic for another day. And then shifting into like love, loving feelings for yourself, loving spending time with yourself, really feeling that deep connection, and then on to like enlightenment and unconditional love. And I definitely don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm probably somewhere in between love and unconditional love, and I'm still working on it. It is still a work in progress for me, and it is for all of us. So please don't feel like, you've got to be there. It's been 5 years. I've been really like, conscious of this and focusing on this. And I know for the next 5 years, it's still going to be a growth opportunity for me. So the more we can lean into love, not only just for other people, but from within ourselves first, the more, we can feel at peace, with food and ourselves and our bodies, no matter what size or shape or what wrinkles show up or what stretch marks are there, which, by the way, I've got a ton of on my legs, if anybody didn't know that. Love my stretch marks, love them. And that took me a while to get there. Own it, right? Own it. So there's a bunch of things that I was just sitting before this, before coming on live here with all of you. I was sitting with this, thinking, what are some of the things that I've done over the last 5 years? And there's so many things, but I want to share a couple with you that might be action steps that you can build into your everyday, or that you can start applying in your life in different ways to really start embodying and connecting to loving yourself. And I will remind you again, like, this is just my list, right? So I encourage you to find your own ways, to find your own list, and even sitting with your journal tonight and reflecting on what makes me feel most loved, right? And reflecting on that from not needing other people. So this is where it has to start. with you. Okay, this isn't about I feel most loved when my husband brings me flowers, right? This is about I feel loved when I buy myself flowers. So this isn't about um, getting that from someone else. This is about empowering you to uncover the love for yourself that exists. It might just be a little bit buried under some dirty socks and t-shirts. So this is about really taking those action steps that involve only you. Okay, this is not about involving other people. This is about really tuning in for you specifically. And one of the biggest things, and the biggest things that I've done on this journey for myself that I would say have been the most monumental is actually spending time with myself. Consciously spending time with myself, not on social media or watching movies. That does not count as quality time. So, I like to think of it as dating myself. How would you blossom love for a partner in your life, right? Or your husband if you're married? You dated, right? You dated, you got to know each other, you went on fun adventures together, and over time, love developed, right? Hopefully, hopefully. So it's the same with ourselves. We can do that with ourselves. And it's actually been a practice that shifts and morphs for me over the last couple of years, but has been so much fun, spending time with myself, actually taking a day every week just to be with Danny date day, I call it. And it's so much fun. I'll go for a hike, or I'll go take myself out for a picnic, or take myself out for a breakfast, or just lay around on the beach, or do whatever it is that I feel inspired to do that day. And it's that opportunity for me to just spend quality time with myself and get to know myself and to sit in stillness with myself, which is something that most of us don't do. And in order for us to start loving ourselves, we do have to get to know who we are first. A lot of us have been really disconnected from our identity, who we are. We're confused, we're lost in terms of really who we are underneath all the labels, underneath the fake smile that we put on every day. So spending time with yourself, whether it's just going out for dinner by yourself, right? Or going to the beach by yourself. It doesn't have to be a whole day, but start somewhere with that and build up from there. That's what I did. I started with, an afternoon, and then it came, now I attempt to do that, once a week. It usually ends up being once every 2 weeks. And then every 3 months, I go away for an extended period of time by myself. I take myself on a getaway, a little Danny retreat. And this has been a practice of mine that has been like the most loving exercise for me in like actually spending money on myself, actually, spending time with myself, and having an adventure with myself, and just enjoying my own company, doing random things, depending on whatever comes up, on that getaway or what adventure I want to be on. So that's been the biggest factor for me, one of the tools that I've used the most. Another one, obviously, is meditation. Meditation's been a big piece for me, really just being in stillness with myself again and getting to know myself at a deeper level. On top of that, dance has always been for me. I'm a very touch is my love language. So I love touch. So anything where I can move my body or get in my body and also get into my feminine energy, honoring my body in that way. This has really helped me a lot with my body love, coming to terms with the wobbly bits and the pieces that I wish were tighter and more, shaped, and all these things, right? I still struggle with that too. So dance and even self massage and just physical time with myself, really exploring my body and being with me, has been a really big factor of that. Being naked as much as possible, I love that one. That's a big one for body, confidence. Really, just getting in touch with being naked, like enjoy your body, love your body, right? In that way, and it does take practice. It might be scary for a lot of you at the start, but it's such a beautiful piece of the journey. So dance is definitely up there. Anything that can help really connect with that feminine, sensual energy. That's been a big piece for me in learning to love myself and trust myself, as well. Going on adventures, like spending money, has been for me in certain areas has been a really loving act for me, and investing in an adventure, or going away on my getaways, or investing in a course, that I know is really going to support me and it's something that I need. Doing things like that really, really connect me with myself. A couple other things as well that I've done in the past, is eye gazing. This one's really, really powerful, especially if you combine it with maybe some mantras or affirmations that you work with, around love. I'm learning to love myself, or, I'm beautiful. I am loved. Whatever it is that you find your heart really calling to manifest in your life and to shift your mindset around. But eye gazing, okay, this is traditionally done with another human, and it is one of the most powerful exercises ever. It sounds so simple, but it's terrifying. because we're not used to being seen. And this goes the same with ourselves. So step one with this is doing it solo. So all you do is literally gaze into your eyes in a mirror. And I would really encourage any of you, like ground zero, try this one because it's so simple. It's so easy. You do it for like a minute, and work your way up to 10, right? Just a minute of gazing into your eyes in the mirror. And if you combine that with some beautiful affirmations, because our eyes are actually our windows to our soul. So it's a way to connect much deeper with yourself and see what's there, right? See maybe the sadness, maybe the joy, maybe the beauty, see it all, right? And acknowledge it all. And combining that with some beautiful loving affirmations is a really powerful way to start shifting internally around that. Another loving thing too, just every day having loving activities you do for yourself, but not activities is the wrong word because there's so many things that are out of love. Like making a healthy breakfast choice is a loving choice, right? Saying no or setting a boundary that needs to be set is an amazing act of self-love, right? So anytime that you're honoring what you need and what's going to make you feel best, saying no to a party because you just need to go to bed early, right? Or you just need a lazy night at home, like all of these little pieces booking your dentist appointment, all these pieces are acts of self-love, right? So coming from a place of, is this loving? Or even in the morning, like, how am I going to show myself love today? Right? I'm going to buy myself flowers, or I'm going to go out for a walk, tonight, or I'm going to go to bed early. Like that's a loving exercise as well. So all of these pieces, if they come with the energy of loving yourself and putting yourself first, putting your care first, are really, really powerful. So those are a couple of the things that I've done in terms of really connecting with myself, kind of blending my spirituality, my spiritual practices with connecting deeper with myself, getting to know myself, learning to like myself, and then now, graduating into actually loving myself, learning to love my body, learning to love who I am, no matter what mess ups or failures come my way. That's where I stay grounded because I know who that is now, and I'm continuing to learn who Danny is. So I know this Tough Love Tuesday was a bit longer than normal ones, but this is a really, 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 really important topic, and I wanted to make sure that we had a good conversation about it. I would love to hear your comments below. Number one, can you relate with this? Can you own up to the fact that you probably don't love yourself right now? You don't love yourself, and that's okay. And number two, I would love to hear what are the pieces that you're going to build into your life, either some of the suggestions that I threw at you or some of your own that make you feel loved, that you're going to build in on a daily or weekly basis to start cultivating this love for yourself. Okay, I'd love to hear that below. I cannot wait. Thank you again for tuning in to another Tough Love Tuesday. I can't wait to see you again, same time, same loving place next week.